A story in 5 words.
Atlantic calls DSA a parasite. Joe, a recent piece in the far-left mag, The Atlantic, named after the ocean, highlights how the Democratic Socialists of America are trying to take over the Democrat Party from the inside while pushing extreme ideas like getting rid of police, abolishing police and prisons. And meanwhile, they're winning primaries in safe Democrat areas. Do you buy this as a battle of ideas? How do they not see this when a lot of mainstream Democrats were also saying to fund the police?
Yeah, it's a weird trap that they dug for themselves, that they were trying to say now, oh, I know, we also said those things, but we were lying.
Yeah.
We didn't actually believe it. And now that when people show up with these idiotic ideas where they seem to confuse socialism with socializing.
Yeah.
They're not the same thing. It's like, yeah, socialism, I get together with some friends, we watch the Knicks game. It's like, no, you and your buddies all end up in a gulag digging your own graves. So I don't know. To me, it's very scary because it doesn't take too many of these fanatics to enact these policies because they're willing to do anything. And it shows you how the democratic socialist mindset, the leftist mindset, is so damaged because they judge everybody by what group they put you in, not by what you do. So if you were to say, hey, did you hear somebody got stabbed on the subway? Normal people would say, what happened? Leftists say, who was it?
Yeah.
And New Yorkers say, they better get him out of there quick because I'm running late. I don't want them. But it's true. They have to go through this thing of like, well, I need to know, was this person of this race or were they of this gender? They need to go through all of that, but they never ask who had the knife.
Yeah.
And you can't run a city basing it on the needs of your most dysfunctional people. And that's what we really need to worry about.
Good point. Good point. Kat. I used this analogy earlier today on The Five, and I thought it was very special. I feel like the Democrats and the socialists are 2 cars in the same lane, going in one direction. One just happens to be stepping on the gas, and the Democrats are using that to make it look like they're more moderate. But they're all still moving in the same big government direction.
Maybe, but are they really talking too much about how they're more moderate? I feel like they're not. I feel like this article is a bit of an outlier, actually, the things they were saying. I think we hear a lot more of, hey, we're a big tent, right? Isn't that what they say? Like, hey, we're a big tent. But you look at some of the things the Democratic Socialists are saying, and I think it's totally fine to not want that in your tent. You know, like the people, like no prisons, meaning if someone comes and lifts up the pole of your tent and stabs you with it, they get to stay. I feel like no. I feel like that's fine to say no, that's not welcome to my tent, but they're not. I feel like they're not really even distancing themselves as much as they should be, given how crazy the ideas are. We have endorsed candidates who went to a pro-Hamas rally, that one candidate who Zoran Mandani endorsed right after October 7th. I mean, this should not be stuff where it's like, well, listen, you know, like we all have, there's certain things where you should be louder, I think. But they're not. They're not. I think that they just want to say, hey, look, because I think it's more popular. More people than you think have a positive impact of democratic socialism. It's not this, you know, pariah movement anymore at all, really, I don't think.
Well, Tyrus, I'm shocked that Democrats are shocked.
I'm shocked that you're shocked.
I'm shocked that you're shocked.
I am just, it's unshockable.
Yes.
I am laughing my ass off at this because there's nothing to fear. They're the same group. It's a party of narcissists. They're just mad that the dumber ones are getting more attention right now. That's all it is. It has nothing to do with it. They're like, why are they getting, stop funding their campaigns.
Yeah.
If it was really a problem, cut off the check. But here's the thing. Don't worry. I think it's phenomenal. Keep sending these socialists to represent your party. Because even when they get in, they don't do AOC, who now they're saying is going to run for president, hasn't passed a single law or anything her entire time she's been in serving where she is now. Then you look at Mandami. He didn't know he couldn't arrest Netanyahu. Do you not? He had filmmakers, the finest people. He sat there in his little suit, and you're not welcome, and we're going to... Federal government, it would be cool if you could arrest my... So even when they get in, morons. So this is a Republican's wet dream. And this is the best kind of wet dream because you're not going to get arrested for it.
Molly, it's hard to transition out of that analogy.
Yes.
So I guess you could say to the Atlantic, better late than never, but I don't know. I mean, is it too late for them to be squelching about this stuff?
I just feel like it's the same game that we've seen for so many years. There really did used to be a Democratic Party that was not so crazy. And I know it's, maybe not the best example, but Bill and Hillary Clinton, by comparison to the current incarnation of the Democratic Party, weren't as insane as they are now. And once Obama defeated Hillary and had that presidency, that took over everything. And so they've been doing this game like Obama did, like Joe Biden did, where they say that they're moderate, they say that they're really neutral or balanced, and then when they get into office, they're absolutely crazy. But I don't know how often that trick will work, given that it just keeps happening.
Yeah, and whenever they get booted out, they always replace it with somebody worse.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Well, Bill Clinton knew who a woman was.
Yeah, that's... You guys. It's what's her name's birthday today?
Who?
What's her face? Monica.
Monica Lewis.
Is it? Is she going to blow out the candles?
Everybody light up a cigar. Happy birthday.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.